Okay, welcome guys. So today I would make a record of the class so that you don't have to be on the call. If you have network or not, you can watch the video. So open your Figma on Chrome. This is for PC users, okay? Search Figma. I like to use Figma Chrome because Figma Chrome is usually more smoother than using the software version of Figma. So let's continue and okay. So I would let's design this together now. Let's add a frame. First thing we do is add a frame. Let's select the iPhone 14 Plus frame. Then we'll add there and let's add layout guide to it. Select the columns. Selected 10 columns, and we didn't add margin though. Let's just use columns and rows today. Let's add the rows. The rows 10 too. Then let's add the status bar and the home indicator button. You go to assets, you search for status, and let's see, select this one and insert instance. You see it right there. You drag it up now and select detach instance to take it off from the component which it is. And don't worry, we'll talk about component later in the class. So I want to align your area so it will look appealing in the eyes. But this particular feature is not that important. It's important though, it's very important though, because it helps make your design looks more realistic. So it's important, very important. So I'm trying to add the spacing to it, make it look more appealing and more organized. So the next thing we'll add is the status bar, no, home indicator button. I mean that line you usually see on your iPhones. So you can see it there. Insert instance and drag it. Let's drag it down. Okay. Now it's looking somehow now. Somehow okay. Let's start. Okay. What I did here was I added it to the frame on the side so that it doesn't stay separate when I drag the frame. So you have to take note of that and make sure that the elements you're designing are inside that frame. Now I'm adding the words. There's typography settings. So what am I saying, sir? Okay. Let's change the font size to 24. Yeah, that's our typography there. Let's add the other words. It says fashion trend stuff. So I hope you all saw how I reduced the font size. So align it. Now I'm using auto layouts. Now if you're using your device, your PC, use Shift A to get auto layout. Then you drag your mouse to frame an element of text, or it could be a shape or anything, an image. You just drag your mouse around it, you frame it. Create account. So actually, I am recording this from watching the video. My PC doesn't let me record this with my voice on it, so I have to record it when I'm editing the video so that it would have a voice over on it. So if you have any questions regards to this, you would tell me on Friday, or on or you can also send me a DM if you have any questions. So let's duplicate it now, drag it down and add the login to it. Now you have to ensure that the font size you use in create account is also the font size you use in login. Okay, now we have that done. Now you see how easy it is now, since we already have this one done. It won't be that difficult again to do. So we duplicate it now. We click on the frame and we duplicate it. Now let's add the colors to it. So for this case, we won't add that other image icon we are seeing on mid fidelity wireframe. We'll just leave that current or rectangle and the cross inside it. Just change the colors on the designs. Now we have our mid fidelity ready now. So let's design our high fidelity wireframe now. We also duplicate it there. If you're using your PC, you want to duplicate, you click on the frame and you click on Ctrl D for duplicates. Okay, and let's go to Pinterest to get an image we would use for the design. So I'll use this image because it has the image, the female there is kind of not too bold on the screen. So that's why we need something that isn't that an image that doesn't cover the whole screen and has a dark background, so that white font would be visible, and it can be centralized on the screen easily. So that's why I chose this image. You can choose another image, but make sure that the image you're choosing is doesn't cover the whole screen. You can drag it like this and still have space for it to look nice. So when you're dragging an image, you drag it from the angles. Don't drag it from from just the sides, drag it from the angles, okay? So I'll try to make it fit on the screen. You can see that those red lines you're seeing there indicate whether that element is positioned in the center of the frame or not. So now I pushed it to, I did send to back. That was why the image is sent to the back now. And I'll delete that other frame we're using for the other Fidelity wireframes. And now we have this as our current design. Now let's change the font colors and other colors to match the design. Okay, as you can see now, we are almost done with this. Change this to, is it purple? And the other color is white. So I'm going to change this, the stroke we added to the low fidelity wireframe is still there. So I'm going to change that stroke now. The stroke, take out the stroke will be out. Do it for the create account or button too. So we're gonna have a separate class to discuss buttons, auto layout, components and variables, and using Boolean tools. But all those things will be much better to discuss it when we get a laptop. So we'll discuss about that in our laptop class, in what I'll call the post laptop classes. Okay, we would have like I would find I would carve out a way for us to have like 2 ways online virtual section with your laptops where you can design this together. So this is our final design. As you can all see, it's looking way much better now. Although this is not, you're just doing this very fast to get us something. Yeah, but thank you for watching.